Hello everyone, my name is Kieran. Welcome to World Cup Daily episode 5. Tonight in this stream we're going to be going through all of round 1's action in the World Cup. We're going to be looking at the most memorable moments, the most memorable games and the most memorable performances from players in the first round of fixtures in the group stage of the 2018 World Cup. And I invite you guys to leave your thoughts in the comment section and also in the live chat, because this is a live recording of it. So if you are joining me in the stream, thank you so much for watching. Please leave a like if you haven't already as well. And are we going through all the groups as they stand right now? Obviously, as I'm streaming this, the start of round 2 of fixtures has started. Obviously, Russia getting off to a winning start in their second game and sealing qualification to the round of 16 with a 3-1 win over Egypt just now. Very, very impressive indeed. But we're going to get through all the rounds actions, go through each group, look at how they stand, and look how potentially they could change in the next few rounds. So hopefully you guys will enjoy this, and hopefully you guys can leave your thoughts in the live chat on all the things I'm discussing, and we can discuss your points of view, things like that. But as I said, please leave a like if you haven't already as well. And yeah, we're going to get started. Welcome, Matthew Jones. Welcome to Nicholas as well. Welcome, guys. Thanks for joining. If you aren't already, please leave a like as well. Matthew Jones says lots of upsets in most of the groups. Yeah, exactly. We're going to go through them in just a second. But yes, that is one of the main things of the first round. A lot of surprises indeed. A lot of surprises. Nicholas says Russia looking good. Yeah, obviously Russia 2 wins on the bounce, scoring 8 goals already in their first 2 games. Very, very impressive. Very, very impressive. Nicholas says Germany won't make it out of the group. Very controversial. We'll get on to that in just a second. And Liam, welcome, my friend. Welcome, buddy. Thanks for joining. He says, my Scottish team signed 3 players yesterday. Is your Scottish team Hearts by any chance? I'm not sure. It's either Hearts or something like that. But, yeah, obviously, Scottish transfer market. Scottish team aren't in the World Cup. But obviously, they can have the same, the same problems with signing players. But if you sign 3 players in one day, doesn't look like you're having problems. But thanks for joining, guys. If you haven't already, please leave a like. Really would appreciate it. Let's get going with this sort of stuff. Also, I just want to mention the fact that, yes, I haven't been doing much Manchester United content in the past few weeks, really. It's just because with the World Cup and with everything that's going on, there's very little credible transfer news which I can really report on. So, unfortunately, I can't really, I don't want to do a Man United video based on basically nothing. So, I think the World Cup is very topical at the moment. Everyone's watching it, so I think it'd be good to go through the game. So, let's start with Group A. So, as it stands, Russia, obviously, with their win tonight, go top and seal their qualification for the next round, the round of 16. They're on 6 points. Uruguay, obviously, with their 1-0 win over Egypt in their first game, last gasp winner from Jimenez. They are 3 points in the group. Egypt and Saudi Arabia both finished on 0 points. No, have 0 points at the moment as it stands after their pretty dismal performances. Let's be real here against 2 of the teams in their group. So that is how the group stands. So we know that Russia is going to progress from that one. And really, with Uruguay playing Saudi Arabia tomorrow, you would definitely expect Uruguay to progress through that one. So that, I think, coming out of that Group A, I think it's going to be Russia and Uruguay going out of that group, and Saudi Arabia and Egypt, unfortunately, dropping out. And then, obviously, the Group B as well is one which is really... Oh, yeah. Oh, sorry, Liam. I just saw Dundee United. Yeah, Dundee United. Okay. So I do apologise. But Group B, going into Group B, obviously, Iran topped the group after their 1-0 win. Again, a late winner against Morocco. 1-0 win for Iran. Portugal and Spain are 2nd and 3rd in the group after their fantastic game. Definitely the tie of the first round. Fantastic game of football. They both sit on 1 point after their first game, and Morocco obviously on 0 points. I still think that Portugal and Spain will both get out of the group. I think they're going to start to kick it on from here, but that's my thoughts on that. Nicholas says, no stress, bro. After the World Cup, there'll be lots of United content. Yeah, I know. And thank you very much, Nicholas. I appreciate that. But yeah, I do. Yeah, there will be a lot of United stuff to talk about. A lot of signings potentially as well. Nicholas says Saudi Arabia are the whipping boys of the group. Exactly. They totally are. Absolutely. They've been absolutely abysmal. I mean, losing 5-0 in the World Cup. Shocking, absolutely shocking. Liam87 says, I think the league is getting better with Gerard Rodgers, Stubbs and Steve Clark all managing next year. Yeah, exactly. You've got, a bit more star quality in terms of the managers, and it'll make the Scottish League a bit more interesting as well. So, hopefully we do see a bit more competition this year. Obviously I don't watch the Scottish League too much, but all I do know is that Celtic seem to win it every single year. It's been like 7 years in a row or something that Celtic have won the title. So I do want to see, and I think Scottish football wants to see a bit of competition for the league as well. Nicholas says Iran and Morocco look poor, but they're still in the pole position. Yeah, I think Iran, obviously, getting that first win is absolutely vital for them. It really gives them a chance of progressing if they can get a result against either Spain or Portugal. So that was Group B then. Group C, we move on to France. My picks for the tournament winners got 3 points just against Australia with the help of VAR and a deflected goal. Denmark then beat Peru to get 3 points in there. Both France and Denmark tie for the lead of the group with 3 points. And then obviously Australia and Peru both sit on 0 points in Group C. And for me, I see the two teams who've got the points so far going through. I see France and Denmark going through and winning Group C. Welcome, Surian. Thank you for joining. Please leave a like if you aren't already. Really appreciate it. So, yeah, those are Group A, B, and C. Group D, then. Move on to Group D. Let's see how that one's looking. Why can't I scroll? Oh, well. Right, here we go. Okay. I've got it on a Word document, that's why. So, Croatia. Croatia are top of Group D at the moment with their win over Nigeria, who put in a pretty shocking performance, really. We were expecting Nigeria, some saying they were the dark horses for the tournament, and they did. They thought they were going to do really well. Not as such. Nigeria sit in fourth place in Group D on 0 points after an awful performance, really, against Croatia. Iceland and Nigeria, one of the shocked results of the round. A draw for Iceland against Argentina. So that means Iceland and Argentina are drawn for second and third in the group on 1 point. I still think Argentina is going to get out of the group. I think it's going to be Argentina and Croatia to get out of Group D there. But as I said, you guys, it's your show. Leave your thoughts in the live chat on that. Serbia then, Group E. Serbia, Brazil, Switzerland, Costa Rica. Serbia with a 1-0 win, with a Kolarov free kick, a fantastic free kick as well. And we've seen some great free kicks in this tournament. Serbia get the 1-0 win over Costa Rica, which puts them top. Another shock result, Brazil drawing to Switzerland. A lot has been said about that Brazil team, but they were not able to produce the goods when it mattered, and they did draw with Switzerland 1-1. And Costa Rica obviously on 0 points. Let's come to what you guys are saying in the comment section here. Liam says, just to think, Italy, Holland, and Chile missed out on the World Cup, but Saudi Arabia aren't there. Yeah, I know. It was ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. And that's the thing. Some people say that the qualification process is a bit flawed, but what can you say? I don't know. I mean, obviously, that part of Asia, I don't study that too much, but apparently it is a bit shocking how teams like Italy and the Netherlands aren't getting into the World Cup when clearly they're much better than these absolute no-marks. And I think it would make the World Cup a lot more entertaining. Nicholas says Australia might be surprised for the group, but it's a long shot. Well, to be fair, they did a very, very good defensive performance against France, no doubt about it. They're really, really strong in defence. So, maybe they could cause a few upsets as well. And I think if Australia came out of the group, it would be a fantastic achievement for them. And also, Nicholas says Croatia looking strong. Controversial, Argentina not making out of the group. I'll tell you what, if Messi doesn't perform, I don't think Argentina will get out of the group either. I think Nigeria and Croatia, I mean, especially Croatia, could be very much a difficult tie for Australia. So, yeah, great comments coming in. Nicholas, again, just here says, but when they extend the tournament, there'll be more teams and hopefully better games. Yeah, I agree. I mean, obviously, a longer tournament, more football for everyone. So I think that'll be a great thing. And also, more great talent being let into the World Cup as well, which I think is also important. We're now going to move on to Group F in this review. So, Sweden, Mexico, South Korea, and Germany. Sweden getting the 1-0 win over a VAR penalty. And VAR is actually one of the big themes that we're going to talk about as well in the stream. So, Sweden getting the 1-0 win over South Korea with a penalty. Mexico, I think the shock result of the round. Mexico not just drawing, but beating Germany, the world champions, 1-0, and they thoroughly deserved it. Germany did not show up whatsoever. Fantastic result for Mexico. And Lozano deserved this goal. And I remember on the first or second episode of the World Cup Daily, one of you guys commented to say on my Twitter saying that Lozano was going to be, top scorer. Well, you never know. You never know. He's got one against Germany. I mean, to be fair, as you said, Nicholas, earlier in the stream, I think Germany, it might be very, very difficult for them to get out of the group right now because, Sweden and South Korea can pose a bit of a threat to them. They're not pushovers. So we'll see about that. That Group F is going to be very, very exciting indeed. And it would almost be, I think Mexico are definitely going to get out of the group. The way they performed against Germany was absolutely brilliant. So I think Mexico are going to get out of the group. And I think it will be between Sweden and Germany to see who gets out of the group. I think that Sweden-Germany game will be such a big game with a lot of high stakes involved, which, you wouldn't really, you don't know. We didn't think Germany were going to be in this position. No chance at all. Cheers, Matthew. Appreciate it, mate. Appreciate it. Welcome, Sander. Welcome to the stream, pal. Thanks for joining, mate. Appreciate it. Please leave a like. And also, guys, if you aren't watching the That's Football live watch-longs for all the World Cup games, what are you doing? Go and check That's Football out. Obviously, it's a bit useless me doing a plug, but every little helps, isn't it? So if you aren't watching That's Football, go and check out for all the live watch-longs and things like that. Nicholas says Croatia looks strong. Oh, I've already read that one out. Sander here says more teams would be a less. More teams would mean a lesser standard of defeat. Yeah, I mean, I agree, mate. I think that is true. Obviously, you've got two sides of the coins. One is the fact that you'd be letting other big sides who might not have a great qualification, who just on paper are definitely better than teams like Saudi Arabia, get in. But then if you do have more teams, you will be letting, you're possibly letting teams like Qatar or random teams in who really don't deserve to be on the world stage and will just be a boring game. So yeah, I mean, I think that's it's a bit of a debate which we can have. Matthew Jones says, make sure you like the video, guys. Yeah, I appreciate that. If you haven't already, go like the video, and I really appreciate it if you could. Obviously, I will be talking about also Arsenal signing Leno. I think that's actually a decent sign for them. I think Czech has been a bit of a liability, not going to lie. But, I think signing Leno, I think, Emery is doing a good job at Arsenal with the signings, bringing in, Leno in goal. I can't remember the other one they brought in. You guys can remind me of that. But he has done a bit of transfer business already. Looks like he's trying to improve Arsenal. But obviously, we're going to keep going with the World Cup theme. And we're going to keep going with reviewing the World Cup groups. And now we move on to Group G. And that is England's group. And I tell you what a victory for England. The first time, only the second time in the second time in 9 attempts that England have been able to win the opening group match at a World Cup in about a century. I mean, that's absolutely crazy stat. The Harry Kane show, 2 goals from him. I wasn't really expecting. I was expecting him to have a kind of Wayne Rooney curse, the fact that he wouldn't score a World Cup, but he broke his duck, scored 2 goals in a game. Fantastic. Some people tipping him to have a similar tournament to Alan Shearer or Gary Lineker. I think it's early days yet, but it's looking very, very good for him. He's a clinical finisher. So Belgium, obviously, after their impressive win against Panama, got, I think it was a 3-0 win for them, topped the group, and they looked very, very strong. England, obviously, second in the group, 3 points, valuable 3 points against Tunisia, nearly taken away from us from the VAR decisions, or the lack of VAR decisions. But yeah, I expect Belgium and England to go through. Obviously, Panama's going to be, you never know with Panama, you never know. Belgium, obviously, I don't think they'll struggle against Tunisia. So I think it will be England and Belgium going through. And if England and Belgium both win their next games, they'll both be through to the next round. And, obviously that Belgium game won't have too much riding on it, which I think will be really important because if we need to get something from that Belgium game, we could be struggling big time. And then finally, Group H, the last group, concluded the first round of their games today. Japan today beat Colombia, which was a bit of a shock as well. With a few of the star-studded players Colombia have. Carlos Sanchez got sent off in the first 3 minutes to give away a penalty. What a start to that game. And then obviously, Colombia got one back, but it wasn't to be. And Colombia and Poland as well after their loss to Senegal. Poland and Colombia, the two teams which we probably expected to go through, are bottom of the group, and Japan and Senegal are 3 points up. So that is the summary of the groups for you guys. Obviously, what were your thoughts on the first round of group games? That's the. I want to get your thoughts on what was the best game. I mean, that's pretty obvious, to be fair. The most entertaining game is pretty obvious. The best player, the player who stood out for you most in these first few games, just your general thoughts as well. Leave them in the live chat. Sandra says Germany were awful. I know Mexico absolutely deserved to win that game. The way they played absolutely perfectly against Germany, and to be fair, they just didn't take their chances whatsoever. And it was just really weird watching Germany play like that because you're used to them, ruthless efficiency. Even if they get one or two chances in the match, they're going to take them. So I was very, very surprised watching that performance. But Mexico, very, very quick on the counter-attack and did their business. So fair play to them. Liam said, do you think Kane can be better than Rooney? Well, obviously, he scored more goals than Rooney than Rooney has at World Cups already, and this is his first World Cup. So I think, right now Rooney, he's done a better goal-scoring record at major tournaments than Wayne Rooney. But obviously, he's got a way to go. He's got a way to go until he beats Wayne Rooney's goal-scoring record. Obviously, Rooney being the all-time leading goal scorer for England. But I do think Harry Kane will overtake him eventually. I definitely think that Harry Kane, the way he scores goals, the efficiency he scores goals at, and the rate he scores goals at, I think he will take Wayne Rooney, take Rooney's record. Nicholas says, let's go Sweden. Yeah, obviously, Sweden did very, very well to get their win. And to be honest with you, winning the first game is so, so important. It really gets your confidence up for the tournament. So I'm delighted for Sweden getting their first win as well against South Korea. But again, that game was very, very tight. A lot of games this World Cup have been kind of 1-0s, 2-1s. Very, very tight, contested games, which we want. We want games not to be one-sided. We want really tightly contested, entertaining games. Yeah, so I agree. I mean, obviously there is a definite possibility that Germany might lose because I think Sweden could cause them a few problems. And South Korea as well, possibly. But you never know in the World Cup. That's the beauty of it. But I think if we are looking at it, Germany, they're going to want to bounce back. They are the type of team who know they should be high up. They should be winning going towards winning the World Cup. They shouldn't be struggling in the group stage. And they'll know that. And they'll want to produce a fantastic performance in their next game. So I think, for me, if I was going to go with the percentage of how much I think Germany are going to get through, I reckon about 70% Germany get through, but there's still that 30% of doubt there for me. Nicholas says, Leno is a great signing for them, to be fair, but I've tried to get Dean Henderson off United for free. Yeah, I mean, always will. Dean Henderson who plays for Shrewsbury. Well, to be fair, I think if you're looking for a young goalkeeper, I think Leno fits the bill, and he's had, a decent time in the Bundesliga. Obviously didn't get into the Germany World Cup squad, but it's very difficult to get in front of someone like Manuel Neuer. But I think Emery is doing very well for Arsenal, signing some decent players. I think that he's definitely improving Arsenal. Obviously signing Lichtsteiner as well. I think he knows what he wants, and I think Arsenal next year will be a lot better than they were, a lot better. Nicholas says, oh yeah, future number one, yeah, Dean Henderson. I think he will be. I think he's one of the promising young England players. I think, if I'm not mistaken, he played at the under-19 or under-20s World Cup, where England were victorious in that as well. So hopefully that's a sign of things to come. Liam says, my team signed Harry Louis. Louis, you might not know him, but they said he was going to be England's number one, but it was on loan. Oh yeah, Dundee United. Well, the Scottish League. I don't watch too much of it, but to be fair, I have seen Dundee United's name crop up quite a lot. I think they've won a few trophies, like Scottish Cup finals and things like that in the past few years. So I think they're not a bad side. They're not a bad side. Nicholas says, best player of CR7 dragged Portugal forwards. Exactly. Without Cristiano Ronaldo, Portugal would have looked pretty red-faced and really, in reality, pretty ordinary. I mean, You know, Ronaldo scoring 3 goals all on his own, carrying the hopes of a nation on his back, similar to Mo Salah, but they just didn't have enough quality to beat Russia. Nicholas says the best game has been Mexico versus Germany. Well, yeah, I think that definitely is a candidate. Definitely is a candidate for the best game of the tournament so far. You know, upsets is what we remember in World Cups. You remember the games where teams are upset. You know, you remember the big upsets. One man who won't like speaking about the Germany game is Daryl. But welcome to the stream, mate. Thanks for joining. Please leave a like if you haven't already. But yes, oh yeah, if you want to go subscribe to Daryl as well, go check out his channel. I really would recommend it. Liam says Henrik Larsson actually played for Man United as well. He did, and I remember that. I mean, honestly, actually, no, I lie. I didn't actually get to watch him play because my first experience of Man United was in 2007, so I just missed Henrik Larsson. But he was a great player. He's a legend, you know, and that's not only because he's a legend on FIFA as well. He was a fantastic player for Sweden and also for the clubs he played for. Dallas says best game was Portugal versus Spain. Yeah, I think that's self-explanatory, really. 3-3, fantastic game. You know, just a brilliant game to watch, and that is what we want from the World Cup. You want the enthralling games, and you know that epitomizes why all football fans tune in to the greatest show on earth, the World Cup. That game epitomized it, and I was really happy with that. Daryl, I'm not sure how much longer I'm going to be live for, so I probably won't be taking calls, buddy. But I am thinking of trying to take calls in the future. You know, for you guys if you want to call in. But for tonight, I probably won't be taking calls. But as I said, you guys leave your thoughts on the live chat for instant interaction and things like that. But yeah, obviously the second round of fixtures started today, and hopefully in the second round of fixtures we can get some absolutely fantastic, games of football. Obviously the bigger teams aren't really playing each other, I would say, because obviously we've got the Portugal versus Spain game, absolutely brilliant game. The big teams, the first round of fixtures were the most entertaining for me, but you know, second and third round is going to be very, very interesting indeed to watch. And the World Cup has not failed to disappoint. You know, the start of it has been brilliant. Yo, cheers, Nicholas. Thanks for joining, mate. Really appreciate it, pal. Really appreciate it. But yeah, this World Cup has not failed to disappoint. Has not disappointed. No chance of that. And I think it's going to be a great World Cup. And obviously, it feels like only yesterday the World Cup was starting, and now we're on to the second round of group fixtures. Liam says, Kieran, are you excited about next season? Yes, Liam, I'm really excited about next season, no doubt about it. Obviously, the Premier League, Man United, we've already made a few signings. Fred hasn't been officially announced, actually, which is something I want to touch on as well. Obviously, Delo, I don't think he's really going to play that much next season, but I'm really excited. And I still think United can win the league. I still think we can go out there and do the business next season. I think we're closing the gap on Man City. Although, if they do go and sign Insigne or Mertens, I think it is Mertens they're looking to sign, you never know. But ultimately, I'm really excited. Really looking forward to it. You know, and you know, I love watching Man United play. I love, you know, the kind of fairy tale season. The journey is just brilliant. So yeah, really looking forward to it. And hopefully you guys are looking forward to it as well. And I will obviously after the World Cup we'll start talking about Premier League, Man United stuff again. But yes, I am looking forward to it. 100% looking forward to it. And yeah, obviously, as I said, I want to touch a bit on the fact that Fred hasn't been announced. Now, obviously, the announcement that Fred was signed for Man United came with a bit of a bombshell afterwards. The fact that, you know, he was actually injured for Brazil. Luckily, I don't think it's really that big of an injury, and he probably will be able to play for Man United come next season, and maybe even be able to feature for Brazil in the World Cup. But you know, it was a bit of a bombshell after we announced. Liam at A7 said, did you hear about the rapper that got shot? Yeah, I do. Yeah, I heard about it. I think it was XXX Tension or something, I think is his name. Obviously, I'm not a fan at all. I'm not a fan of his stuff. I haven't really, listened to any of his music, but it is sad to see, musicians and things like that still happening. And it's sad. It's very, very sad. He was only 20 years old as well. So, it's so tragic, to for anyone to die at such a young age. It's tragic, really tragic. But yeah, it's obviously I wasn't a fan of his music, but I do sympathise with all the people who were a fan of his music, and also thoughts go out to his friends and family at this difficult time as well. So yeah, but yeah, I mean, I'm not sure if you guys know him or anything, but yeah, I mean, obviously, I think really that's. Actually, no, I haven't actually talked about the England game last night, and I really wanted to talk about the England game because obviously I'm from England and we all support England here, mostly. So I'm going to talk about the England game now. So for me, I thought, we got out of jail, totally got out of jail. First half, we really looked, threatening. We looked fantastic, especially in the first 20 minutes. Tunisia couldn't get anywhere near us. We were winning the ball back quickly, passing around really nicely. And, we got the goal, Harry Kane, a great save from the keeper from John Stones, and then put in from Harry Kane. Just brilliant, absolutely fantastic football, and a great start as well. An early goal in the first 10 minutes of a game really, really does help the confidence of the team. And then, obviously, the penalty that was given from Kyle Walker. You stupid boy, Kyle. What are you doing? Flicking your arm back like that. Absolutely stupid for me. I think, why would you take the risk like that? Why would you not be facing facing the player instead of your own goal? Risky business. So, stupid from him. And Pickford nearly saved the penalty, but it was 1-1. And going into half-time, a lot of England fans felt a bit hard done by because of the fact that, we should have had 2 penalties of our own. Twice, Harry Kane was wrestled to the ground in the box. VAR not picking up, which, begs the question, we need to make sure that VAR is being used in the right places. There's no point in, having VAR if you're not going to use it and properly check. So, I don't know. But yeah, it was very, very dodgy there. But luckily, justice was served when Harry Kane nodded in for his second goal, the winner in injury time. It was absolute elation and more than anything, really, relief. Absolute relief for all England fans. It was just a great moment. And we start off with a win as well, which is absolutely unheard of for England in the last 20, 30 years as well. And it was great to start off with a win and really important that we did. So yeah, that was my thoughts on the England game. Lingard had an absolute shocker for me. Missed easy chances, and if he wants to become a great player for England, wants to keep his spot on the side, he needs to make sure he's putting them in. And I thought that Rashford and Ruben Loftus-Cheek, when they came on, did really, really well. I thought they had a good performance. So ultimately, in the end of the day, we did well. England did well. I think the second half, we need to pick up on that second half. It happened. The exact same thing happened in the England-Nigeria friendly when we were warming up for this tournament. First half, absolutely brilliant. Second half, it looked like same old England. And we need to make sure we cut that out because you have to be consistent if you want to win, tournaments and things like that, or even get far in tournaments. But yeah, that is England, and I think, against Panama, we ought to win that game. I think we shouldn't write off Panama straight away. Again, after that Iceland result, it just puts doubt in my mind. So we can't write off Iceland at the moment. We really can't. So I think we are going to win that game, but fingers crossed. Hopefully we can win that game, and we can go 6 points ahead of everyone in the group. We can get 6 points in the group. And, yeah, so, I guess we could hope that Belgium and Tunisia draw, which would mean that we'd be qualified from the group automatically before we even play Belgium, which would be a brilliant achievement for England to qualify after 2 games. But yeah, that is going to be the end of the stream, guys. That is the end for the World Cup Round 1 fixtures review. What were your thoughts? What were your memorable moments from the first round of group games? Leave them in the comment section down below. Thank you to everyone who has been watching the stream tonight. Really appreciate it. Please leave a like if you haven't already. And subscribe to the channel also if you are new. Liam, I was thinking about doing the World Cup podcast actually instead of these shows, but I'm probably going to stick with the shows. But I think a podcast would be decent. I think also a podcast would mean I wouldn't have to talk at such like a intense rate. I could have guests on, and we could be You know, we could just be chilling, really. We could just be chilling, talking about stuff. And I think it'd be really cool. So yeah, I might do a podcast in the future. But yeah, I think I'll definitely think about it, Liam. Definitely think about it. But thank you very much for watching, guys. Please leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Really appreciate all support on the streams recently. England win their game. We get the first win of the tournament. Hopefully many more, and hopefully much more entertainment to come in the second round of group games. Thanks for watching, guys. Leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. Subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I'll see you guys in a bit.